Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Tuesday, April 15th, 2024. It's Freak Show, people, and it's about to get even more freaky. We have to talk about. I got literally, you wouldn't believe what this is like here. This is a disaster area on an epic scale. I got stuff I want to talk about all over the place. Hopefully, we'll get to most of it here. Um, Post-market report, did I say that? Look, let me get my head on straight here. Let me cover the market, and then we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. So we had a stock market that finished mixed today. Big whoopee freaking do. We really need to be watching risk here, and you all know that. Something is going to break, and it's going to break big. All right, so anyway, slight gain for the Dow, slight loss for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Okay, as I said, big freaking whoopee do. Debt market is flashing freaking red. Now, speaking of red, this new printer I got over here, there, I did something, and for some reason, it's not printing in color anymore. I got to figure that one out. Anyway, this is what we need to watch. You see that number? That's a red zone. Okay, this is the MMRI. Again, I hope you are paying attention to this. It's free. There is a link in the description of this video. This is very, very ugly. If this does not get under control, as I told you earlier, and you know this already, this thing is going to fly apart faster than the blower belt on my Copo Camaro, which flew off at 8,000 RPM, ripped through the transmission lines, took out part of my wiring harness, and a whole bunch of other things here. That's what's going to happen. There's just no doubt about it. This is a problem. Mitch knows what I'm talking about. Oh, proto-fascism. You like that? You remember from yesterday? Pretty cool stuff. I was on with Corey yesterday. Good stuff. Great interview, I thought, at least. Anyway, we'll get back to that in just a little bit here. So just, again, covering this market issue. Cryptocurrencies under pressure. Silver under pressure. Gold did good today. Crude, I mean, nothing really going on here. Even with the dollar, but again, the dollar index here, we've watched this thing higher. We're firmly over 106 right now. With regard to the Dixie, that's a big tell. Again, we're talking about the relative strength of the dollar. We're not saying, oh, wow, the dollar is so beautifully strong. Our purchasing power is going through the roof. We can buy everything we want now. No, the purchasing power of the dollar is dissolving at its fastest pace ever. We've already lost, 98% of the purchasing power of the dollar, and they're going to get the rest of it, that last 2%, as they bring the current system to its knees. You all know that. They want to bring us to our knees. You know that too, but we're not getting on our knees before anyone except God, period, the end. And I think we're pretty much on the same page there. Anyway, so you ever get the feeling that this is just a big con job on an epic scale, like you're being scammed on a massive scale? Let's talk about some of that here, because we got to cover this. Where should I even start with? Oh, how about some good news? Let's start off with some. A lot of people tell me that I'm a doomer and I'm a gloom person, but I'm going to bring you some really, really good news, and it's going to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Are you ready for it? So, yeah. Janet Yellen says that the United States is working to mitigate risks for the global economy. Now, I know you can breathe a sigh of relief here on the back of that. I know I am. And here's something else here when my printer was actually in color. Yellen says the U.S. is preparing for fresh sanctions on Iran after the Israel attack, which our loving, caring members of Congress are wasting no time, none at all, asking for billions of dollars. And I love the way they word this. Foreign aid. We have to aid our allies. It's a relief for them to receive billions of dollars from us. Look, the plan is clearly simple here. They're destroying us all. The global economy is being destroyed, not just here in the United States. Okay, for those of you that are locked into that thing, that is any one particular person's fault. No, they're all responsible for this. All of our loving, caring representatives are responsible for this. Again, the last 3 lovely presidents have done more to empower the Federal Reserve than every single president before them combined. Anyway, so don't these make you happy? Don't you feel all warm and fuzzy inside? Because this lovely creature is she's looking. Do you feel like you have she's got your back? Do you believe she's got your back, the thing creature here? I don't know. I don't think so, but what do I know? Maybe all you guys and girls can let me know on that. Um, Oh, and this whole thing here. How about some good news? Maybe not. So you all know about this. I've talked about this. So the Biden administration releases draft text of student loan forgiveness. There is no forgiveness. We all pay for this. You understand, Mitch? Not only is this not forgiveness, and look at the smug smile on his face here. What they've succeeded in doing. You all know that. What this amounts to is these people have now devalued their own, again, education. You earn these things. If you get them for free, well, you know what? Your degree becomes worthless. And these people here who are getting forgiveness that we're all paying for now gets immediately added to the national debt. Don't believe me. Look it up for yourself. What happens when there is debt forgiveness? It goes right on to your back. All of us. Okay, there's no free lunches here. Just in case you were wondering. But anyway, again, these people, what they're going to end up doing, and this is the real reason why this beautiful thing of a man, which way is up? I don't know. This creature here is smiling, and we've succeeded because, again, these people are going to, for the rest of their entire lives, earn less money because they devalued the work that they put into their degree. You understand? I hope you get it. It's unbelievable here. But yeah. Rah, rah, rah. Oh, we are having fun now. All right, so we already covered the creature. And I feel good. I'm going to sleep really well tonight, honestly. While we're on that topic here of epic billions and billions of dollars being flung all over the place, because it's just the right thing to do to continue to foster war, kill each other, maim each other, slaughter each other to the tune of whatever they want to do here. And again, the big show people, so few of you, in fact, none of you that have written to me were impressed by the big show. That should scare you. And what you're seeing here in the debt market means something else is going to happen much, much worse. And we'll talk about why in just a moment with regard to that. So earlier today, I posed this question. I sent this out in my newsletter, and I got a lot of amazing feedback. So can someone here please help me understand this? Thanks, Mitch. My question is this, so back in 2022, Congress passed the Inflation Reduction Act, which cost the American people, are you ready for this? $369 billion. Yet, inflation continues to rise unabated. So my question was, do you believe that was money or currency well spent? Well, it looks like a lot of you, many of you, in fact, just about every single one said no. We're being conned on an epic scale. Let me show you what the faces of look like that are conning you, in case you don't know. So this is when the Inflation Reduction Act. Let's see, we have to spend $369 billion that we don't have. It has to come from the Fed to devalue that's what it does. When you pull cash into the now, all right, when you create it out of nothing, it devalues the currency. How does that work? Let's cover it real quick before we get to these smug people's faces, just in case you don't know. When a dollar is made, printed, or added to a digital screen, is it automatically worth $1? No. See, the act of currency devaluation is slow and methodical for this one reason. Bear with me here. When a dollar is created or pulled into existence via something like this mechanism, 369 billion, that was the number, 369? 369. When that happens here, when these bills are created, in order for that new bill to be worth something, it has to, and this is the mechanism of currency devaluation, it has to steal a fraction of 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 purchasing power from every other existing bill in whatever form it may be, whether it's printed or added to a digital screen. But you see, none of these freaks are going to tell you. So I want you to observe this as the creature, vomitous mass puke of the highest possible order is signing. Look at this one's face. He's spraying his shorts. He's having an orgasm. This is the only guy who seems concerned. This guy with this doesn't know what he's looking at. I don't even know what it is. This guy with this smug smile. And look, you want to talk about a smug smile? Look at that one over there. Look at that. Look at that. You see, what they realize is they're saying in their own heads, I can't believe we were able to pull this off. $369 billion. We're going to convince people, obviously they did, that they can spend $369 billion to reduce inflation. Meanwhile, the very mechanism of creating cash out of nothing is inflationary. But you see, that's where they're all smiling. You understand? I think you get it. I hope you do. Now, let us move forward here with this con job on an epic scale. Let's talk about this. This is today, again. I print a lot of stuff. I don't waste this paper. I write all over it. Anyway, so this is the Fed shouldn't cut rates to boost U.S. financial stability from the IMF. Let me explain this to you. Okay, the illusion here. Brothers knows what I'm talking about. First of all, there's no way to spend your way into prosperity. You cannot keep rates suppressed. And you have to understand, when a central bank, any central bank, these little tidbits of gold that I throw out here. When they keep rates suppressed like this, it's meant to devalue the currency. It steals purchasing power as well. Easy money is the reason why we are where we are now. The fact is, this cutting rates, as you and I have been talking about for the longest time, and we have to talk more about that here, is what has been going on since keeping rates low is what has been going on since the meltdown in 2008. Keeping rates artificially suppressed, artificially suppressed, artificially suppressed. It's created this environment we are in of distortions that are beyond freaking belief, devalue the currency. People are getting robbed blind here. Again, there was a time, I want you to think about this. There was a time when people counted on an interest earning account. There was a time when people's savings account actually paid more than the rate of inflation. Today, a savings account assures you of one thing: you're being robbed blind. And you got these credit card companies that are charging what, 26, 27, 28%? This is a predatory environment unlike we've ever seen before in the history of the world. And again, this is this proto new system that we're seeing, this neo-fascist thing, neo, whatever the freak you want to call it, feudal system. I don't know what it is. It's yet to be defined. It really, really is. But again, so this is a joke, and the joke is on us. Again, it's easy money that's got us where we are. It's easy money that has caused this massive cycle of inflation that we're seeing, not just here, but around the world. It's this exact situation here that was being propagated by, well, the last several presidents, none more so, okay, in collusion with central banks. Here's a big clue for you as well, to devalue the currency. What have I been telling you? What has Greg Mannarino said for 10 years? More than 10 years, okay? Central banks, I shouldn't be laughing about this. Central banks are in a race to the bottom to see who can suck the purchasing power out of their currency faster to foster this neo-feudal system here, and watching people boil themselves to death here. They're wondering why they can't get by. They're hearing how great our economy is, how strong we are. And they can't understand why they can't get by. Meanwhile, they're working 2 and 3 and 4 jobs. But again, it's the illusion. Now, let's talk a little bit more about an illusion here. This scares me a lot, and I'm not lying. It started with the big show. The big show, the big flares in the sky and the real time, the guy in the fighter plane or the girl in the fighter chasing down that American-made missile or something just like a U.S. freaking Tomahawk, chasing it, and all of a sudden, bang, blowing it up in real time. It was the greatest show on earth. Very unimpressive. And the debt market, what this is meant to do, and it backfired. In my view, this backfired massively. Bear with me a minute. What this is meant to do is create fear. Fear pushes cash into the perceived safety of debt. It didn't work. Initially, there was a slight knee-jerk lower in the 10-year yield. Why do I look at the 10-year yield? Because it's the benchmark. Excuse me. Anyway, didn't work. Now we're seeing bang, 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 higher. What's it doing? It's hitting the market. Going back to my lovely black and white picture of the MMRI here, risk is, and something's going to break. But again, so what's going on here, people? Let me say this. and I wrote it earlier today. I write little notes to myself here. So I printed this out and I wrote major false flag. Interesting. And then something very big is being planned. Okay. So bear with me on this. Big show didn't work. What the Fed is hoping, is the market itself is going to push rates down. In other words, there'll be a flight to the perceived safety of debt. But what people are doing here is kind of interesting. They're dumping this debt and hiding in the dollar. Okay, the dollar is still perceived as a safe place to be. You want to be in the dollar, good for you. All right, I'd rather be in gold or silver or almost anything else other than the dollar right now, which is having its purchasing power sucked away. Hundreds of billions of dollars over here, hundreds of billions over to foreign aid to kill our fellow man. I'm sure that the Almighty is very happy about that. I'm making a joke here, and I think we're all going to feel the wrath. I really do believe that in my heart of hearts, but that's a whole other story. Maybe we'll get that. We'll get to that one particular time here. So this is what happened today. Powell says inflation progress has stalled. In other words, we've been lied to and we've been propagandized again to the highest order in the world. This creature has told us, along with everybody else, including the one that's going to save us, including the creature that's going to save us, temporary, transitory, don't worry about it, everything is going to be fine. You remember all that? Oh yeah, they all did that. Even though, of course, the creatures being pulled before congressional committees, lying to our so-called loving, caring representatives who represent nothing. They don't represent. Well, they represent the powers that be, and that's the central bank. You and I, we're a ship without a rudder here. We're just going nowhere. But anyway, this is interesting. Bear with me here. So the big show didn't work. We're seeing a flight out of the debt market. Debt market is selling off. Risk is skyrocketing. MMRI of over 308. So Powell is saying progress has stalled. And if this is the case, if this is actually the case, and we do not get a rate cut, as I've been saying is going to happen June, maybe July, if it goes on, and again, if they don't pull something off, listen to my wording here. Wording is important. If they don't pull something off like a major false flag, okay, something so big, Jeffrey knows what I'm talking to about, something so big that it can't be ignored, like the big show. This was blown off by everybody. Even the mainstream media isn't talking about it too much. It didn't impress anyone. It was meant to do that, but it did not do it. So that tells me that something else is being planned, something really, really big, and it's probably going to have to hit home. Do you see what I'm talking about here? That should frighten you. That means that you and I are a target. You and I have a target tattooed on our face here. They must do like a 9/11 scenario. Has to evolve from this here. All right, look, we're already at war. Not only are we at war in a hot war sense, but we're talking about, risk. We're talking about, sanctions here. All this is, economic war. You understand? So all this stuff that's going on. So we're in war. It's in a state of war. And in a state of war, there are casualties, and they will sacrifice you, me, our children, still slaughter as many of us as they can. It doesn't matter. We are nothing but a means to an end. We're like cattle. You understand? We're even worse than that. At least they serve a purpose. Okay, we apparently don't serve any purpose except to grease the wheels of the war machine and grease the wheels of everything freaking else. You understand? So anyway, this is what's happening in my view. Okay, this thing just comes out of my head, but I'm telling you, I've been right more times than I've been wrong. And I think the fact that the big show did not work to drive cash into the perceived safety of debt, that's a problem. Expect something much bigger, because again, if the Fed was hoping the market's going to do it themselves by creating fear, push cash into the debt market. This would keep the stock market buoyed. All right. But that's not happening here. The debt market is sending us a big, fat, ugly sign. Anyway, this is how I see it. I want to hear from you on this. Do you believe it's even possible? Do you believe it's possible that they have something planned, something really big? Of course, they're going to blame on whoever they have to blame it on here. As they always do. It's the MO. I look at the debt market because I believe the debt market is generally always right. I know that's a Wall Street adage, but it is. And the debt market is sending us a very, very ominous sign. You and I have talked about this for 10 years. Okay. How eventually we're going to see a meltdown in the debt market, an uncontrolled sell-off in the debt market, yields spiking in an uncontrolled fashion that will melt down global stock markets. Cash is just, it doesn't grow money wings and fly away to money heaven. It doesn't do that. No, it's going to move. It's going to move as an ocean. Mitch knows what I'm talking about. Going into commodities, I believe. That's what I've been telling you, people. Remember, I held the piece of paper up. Commodities, commodities, commodities. Yes, you got to gain exposure to commodities. Gold and silver, my favorite of all time. Silver, my ultimate favorite of all time. Commodities, broad basket of these things. I put out a whole bunch of newsletters. My newsletter is free to everybody. Link in the description of this video as well. Stay on top of that stuff. So you can gain exposure here to commodities. I think most of you are doing this. At least I hope you are. To bet against the debt, understanding where this is going, 369 billion, 95 billion for this new whatever package it is that they were talking about for months and months ago, but now finally it's going to happen. And they're using the big show Did you see what just happened? Well, we have to send billions over here and billions over there. Oh, we just have to do that now. Again, if we had a voice, do you think any of this would be going on right now? I don't think so. We're being conned, people. We're being robbed blind. This is the financial crime of the century, what central banks are doing to all of us here, including, obviously, with our loving, caring representatives here and their smug, disgusting, puke faces that make me want to vomit. Now, here's another. He makes me want to vomit. She makes me want to vomit. You know about that. And this. Look at the gleeful look. I can't believe we pulled it off. This is the only one here with like a guilty look. You know, I really look how he's covering himself up here. Oh, he's covering the family jewels. He doesn't look too good. Maybe I'm going to get kicked in the nuts. Maybe that's what he's thinking. This one here doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't even know he's alive. This thing, I have no idea. This one's really happy. And this one here, look at that look. Look at that look. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get a good view of that for you. Look at the look there. Smug. I can't believe we pulled this off. But they did. They did. All right, people. Before I let you all go, I am going to sit here. The vomit pool. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, body language doesn't lie. Catherine, kudos to you. It's out of control, man. I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing because we need we need a peaceful revolution, people. Is what we need here. We got to find a way to take down the system. You know what it is, okay? We need a real leader, and we're not going to get one. First of all, they're ineffectual. Whoever they put behind the Resolute desk, but we need someone with a big voice. To tell us the truth about central banking, what's going on, to alert the world to it, because most people have no clue. Maybe someone with I'm just a tiny little insignificant grain of freaking sand on a beach trying to raise awareness to people here, but we need somebody with a really big voice. I'm going to be honest with you. I was hoping it was going to be Donald Trump. It wasn't him during his tenure. It's not going to be him if he's selected, which I sincerely doubt. And it won't be this creature if he gets reselected, because he can't even put a coherent sentence together. And so forget about it. Okay. We live in a nation now again, and I'm just going to come out and say it. And every time, do you know that every time I say what I'm about to say, I get hate mail? I don't want to say it loud. We live in a country where we don't know what bathrooms to use anymore. People are confused. Yeah. Hit me up all you want. Call me any name you want. I've been called them all already, and I don't give a damn. You don't like it? Just go away, man. Can I tell you? Anyway, look, people, this guy, he loves you a lot from the heart. I mean that. We got each other's backs, and that's all I care about. Look, I want the right people here, people of action, people who know what's going on, people who know what bathroom to use. People are very confused. This thing is coming apart. Like I just told you, like my blower belt, that thing came apart like a bomb. Anyway, I did a new tech segment on my Instagram. Check that out, where I talk about listen to your car. If I would have listened to my car, I wouldn't be in the situation I am right now. That's because I'm so smart. Anyway, all right, people, look, I'm kind of out here. Look, this guy here loves you from the heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love, your support, your friendship. I I will see all of you in the morning here. And, we got this. Anyway, look, until I see you in the morning, you know what I'm going to tell you? Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right? Bye.